Welcome to Math 201, Calculus 1. I'm your instructor, Dr. Alex Halprin, and in this video I want to discuss this course syllabus and policies and format. So first off, go to www.salisbury.edu, click on Students at the top, and then My Classes, and you should have an SU account, SU email, SU password. Make sure to know those because you'll need them to log in. So when you log in, your screen might look a little different from mine, but whatever happens, you will notice that there is a course. I haven't published it yet, but it's this guy, Summer 2026 5W1 Math 201. That just means it's a 5-week course in Summer 1. And when you click on it, you get this. It should look like this. It might look a little different on your screen, but this is what it looks like to me. And what you're going to do first is click in the syllabus module, the syllabus video. Okay, and you can watch this video, okay? Next up, this is the course and instructor information. Here are your prerequisites, blah, blah, blah. My name is Dr. Alexander Halperin. Just call me Professor Halperin, Dr. Halperin, Mr. Halperin. That's basically it. That's my email address, and that is my phone number. Best way to contact me in general is email. Best way to contact me in a pinch is my phone number. You can call or send or text. Now, these office hours could be subject to change depending on when you guys are available. But for right now, I want to keep it at most of the days of the week, noon to 1 p.m. Just to be clear, office hours are where you ask me questions and I answer them. And they can be anything. They can be, I really don't understand this at all. They can be, oh, I've got this specific question on this specific problem. Whatever it is, I'm happy to answer it. I will just say the more prepared you are, the better it will go, and the more specific the question, the more specific the answer. But that said, always feel comfortable asking me anything related to the course. We will be using an online textbook, an ebook. It's the standard book that you're going to see in Calculus 1 in most places, at least based on my experience. It's Stewart, 9th edition. You can purchase it online. I have a link to Cengage I'll get into in a sec. Let's move on. Now, in fact, I believe you may have already purchased it. You can let me know if you don't have the textbook and you need to. We have inclusive access, so it may have been done that way. I'm not exactly sure. But regardless, send me an email or call or send me a text if you don't have the textbook. Anyway, because this is an online course, the way that it's going to work is I have a bunch of videos set up for you. Instead of like a lecture where you'd go to class and listen to the lecture video, I've got a bunch of videos. You're going to click the link. You're going to watch the video. There are notes attached to the video, and you're going to fill in the notes while you watch the video. Then what you're going to do is there will be some problems at the end called guided practice. You're going to fill those out. And that will have been your way of practicing what you learned in the video. That's what you do the night before something is scheduled. The next day, if we had learned stuff previously, then there will be a short quiz. I'll get more into that in a sec. But then you can just work on the day's material. You can shoot me a text or an email if you've got questions about the stuff in the video that you watched. And then you complete practice problems. And then I want you to email me those. I'm not going to grade them for correctness. Although, I'll mark if something's not correct, but I won't downgrade you for them. But I do just want to make sure that you've completed your work, okay? So please do that every day. It's just my way of holding you accountable, your way of holding you accountable, okay? I'm not going to be super rigid with the schedule. This is a online summer course. Right, if you need to skip a day, that's fine, but really try to be consistent on this because calculus is hard enough as it is, and doing it online is even tougher. And then doing it, consistently will make a big difference in your performance in the class. So anyway, after you're done with the practice problems and you're done with engaging in the material, you can go ahead and do the online homework. It's called WebAssign. Right, but I want to stick to this format of learn the material the night before or the day before, sort of absorb it over the course of a day, and then the next day engage with it again, and then do the homework and take a quiz then the following day. There will be a quiz on everything we cover. I'm a bit lenient about that because, as you'll see, quizzes are not the most important thing in this course. You can take quizzes whenever you want, submit them whenever you want. Exams do need to be taken the day of. So let's get more into that in a sec. Here's the schedule. Here is everything that we plan to cover and the day that we plan to cover it. Every single day, okay? Just want to note that we do have a day off because of Juneteenth. So even though we're not really meeting per se, that is a vacation day. I don't really expect you to do anything that day, but that weekend I still do have something assigned for you, okay? So just keep that in mind. This gets into the homework. I've got a bunch of homework assignments on WebAssign. It's, you have unlimited attempts. It's instant feedback. You type in the answers. If it's incorrect, it gives you feedback. If it's correct, it gives you feedback. You have as many attempts as you want. The due dates are I have due dates, but it's flexible. If you complete it late, you still get the credit for it. That said, try to complete your homework on time. One of the biggest reasons students fall behind is because they're not keeping up with their homework. Quizzes, again, you take quizzes on your own schedule. You take a picture of them and submit them on my classes. Each quiz will involve a couple of different sections that we've learned in the previous day, but they're not graded out of 10 points. There's no partial credit in this course. The way that they're graded is if you get all the questions right, then you get an M for mastery. Think of it as a 10 out of 10. If you get something wrong, you get a P for progressing. Think of that as like, I don't know, a 5 out of 10 or something. Needs improvement means effectively you didn't do the quiz or, you got everything wrong. You get credit only for mastery for getting an M. So it's a very strict grading system because you have to get everything correct. But you can redo your quiz. You can redo your quiz at any point. Right, you can just redo it. Okay? The idea of this is that it builds practice, and not just homework practice, but like exam level practice. You get that feeling of being quizzed on a couple of different subjects in the moment, right? So really take your quizzes seriously. Again, I'm not monitoring you. I can't prevent cheating on quizzes, but I want you to take them seriously. Exams are the real meat and potatoes of this course. They are where your course grade is really affected the most. We will have exams scheduled on each of the following days, as listed right here. And these are the sections of the textbook corresponding to the topics that we're covering that will be covered on each exam. So these will be covered on exam 1. These sections will also be covered on exam 2, along with these. And the reason I'm saying what you're saying, wait, what, really? We have 11 questions on the second exam? It's cumulative? Well, yes and no. Each exam question is graded on that MPNI scale that I was talking about before with the quizzes. If you get an M on a question, you got it right, you don't need to do it again. You have credit for it. It goes toward your cumulative total. If you get the question wrong, you get a P, or maybe you don't even do it, you get an NI. You can attempt those questions again on the next exam. It may not be the exact same questions, but they'll be similar. They'll be on the same topic. Okay, so for example, if you get this question correct on the first exam, maybe you get these 2 questions wrong, you get this question correct, and maybe you didn't even attempt this question, let's say. So you have an M, you have an M, another M, and then 2 P's, and then an NI, for example. Then on exam 2, you would never reattempt this question. You would never reattempt this question. But you could reattempt these 2 questions and this question along with any of these questions. Okay? Typically during an exam, I want, you should have 50 minutes to do the exam. I want you attempting between like 5 to 6 questions, I would say. Especially if you're going for an A in the course, 5 to 6 questions. If you're going for maybe a C, maybe more like 4 to 5 or so. Okay. So note that there is a final exam that'll be given the last day of class, and that will cover all 27 questions. But you're probably not going to be attempting 27 questions. Maybe you might attempt something more like between 15 and 18 questions, okay? So I discussed the specifics of that more here. One thing I do want to talk about, though, is just that you have to take exams synchronously. You have to do it on Zoom. I need to see your desk area. I need to see the room. I need to see what's in front of you. I need to ensure that you're not engaging in academic misconduct. You're not using outside sources, okay? So please make sure to have a Zoom account. Make sure to have a camera available, and you can access Zoom through this link right here. But I will also provide you with the meeting ID. Also, I will, in order to make sure we take the exam at the same time, I'll send out a poll about exam times. This is how your course grade will be determined. You can pause this, take a look at this real quick. So you see you need to, in order to get, well, any grade, but let's just say an A, right? We need to do most of our homework, get most of our homework correct. We need to master most of our quizzes. We need to master I'd say most of our exam questions, right? There are going to be 27 exam questions over the course of the semester. You need to have mastered 21 of them. And I do want a certain level of good performance on the final exam, right? Of the 27 questions given, if you want an A, you need to get at least 12 of them right. Okay. So this is the one time where maybe you want to attempt a question that you got right on the final exam, just so it counts toward this total. Okay. So I just want to point out that the way that this grading system works is that I don't care when you get an M on a question, when you master a question. As long as it happens sometimes during the semester, you get credit for it. So I just want to point out, if you're good on your quizzes and your exams, but you don't do your homework, you only, complete 70% of your homework questions, then you get a C. That's never happened. You should be getting 100% on your homeworks. But just be careful, right? Make sure you do your homework. What's much more typical is people are good with their homeworks, they're good with their quizzes, but their exam scores aren't quite as strong. So typically your exam scores wind up determining your grade in the course. All right, we got some stuff here. Try to check your email at least once per day. It's how I communicate with you. If you have a disability and you need accommodations, like time and a half is usually what it is. Here's the contact info for the OAA. Here's the deal with academic conduct, right? This is an online course, right? It's very, very easy to be tempted to cheat. I'm going to do my best to monitor that. If I do suspect academic misconduct, we're going to have a talk. And if I believe misconduct occurred, then I will file an incident report and I will send it off to the university. And it could be something as small as you get a warning. It could be something as big as you leave the course with a failing grade. So please just take this seriously. Please pause the video and read these 5 policies. Okay? And, there's a little writing across the curriculum statement. You can read that. And that should be it. Now, really, really quickly, just want to show you how we're going to engage with the material. Before class, I want you to watch this video. The first day of class, or ideally the day before the course begins, I'd love for you to download this. Right, you click the download button, right? And then print it out or open it in a note-taking app or whatever. And let me just go back here real quick. And then you click this link. And then you're going to watch the video. And you'll see I fill in those blank notes. You're going to fill it out with me. You can pause the video, whatever. And then I have another little video where I go over the guided practice problems, which should also be attached to your notes. Okay? There are also practice problems attached to it. And I don't have a video for those because that's what you should be filling out the next day. Okay? You should be completing those practice problems along with your homework problems the next day. Okay? So which video do you watch and when? Well, if we just go to the schedule, this will say, okay, hey, look, I guess for the first day, you know, ideally before the first day, but I can't make you do that. The first day, watch the video, do the guided practice, do the practice problems. And then for the next day, watch the next videos, right? Do that. Okay. And also note that the next day, there is a quiz on the material, okay? Now, you're free to watch the video and then do the practice problems all on the same day. It's fine. I think it's a little bit better to have like a couple of days where you absorb the material, but you do whichever, whatever suits you the best. Okay. So that's what we've got. Any questions? You have my contact info, and welcome to the course.